Hello and welcome. This is the Daily Reset for Success show, and I'm Marian LaSalle, and my special guest today is Justina Page, one of my dear friends. I
Hey,
love you. Hi, Justina.
I love you too. Hello, Marian. How are you?
I'm feeling a little worried that I didn't put purple on today. I'm like, Marian, you're losing it, girl. You had Justina on, and you didn't have
I
purple
mean,
on?
what are you thinking?
I don't know. I'm losing my mind. If I didn't put purple on, well, Justina was here. Darn. I remember when I first
I
met you,
mean,
we were in San Antonio or somewhere in the hill country, weren't we? Yeah. And there was a
yes,
store
public
called the
service
Purple
service
House or something.
the Purple Store or whatever. Yeah,
And you and I got so
yeah,
excited. We're like, yes, a store with purple stuff in it.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
So
yeah,
how are you and how have you been and what's going on in your world? I understand you've got a conference coming up.
I do. I'm very excited. First of all, I'm very grateful. I'm doing well. My family's doing well. And that's enough to be grateful for these times. We're doing well physically, we're doing well as far as resources and what's going on in our life. So I want to throw that out there. It's good to say thank you. So Lord, thank you. I want to throw that out there. But
Thank you.
yes, I have quite a bit going on in my life. And yes, the Women's Conference, which we're talking about girl time for ladies only. The Postpartum Praise Women's Conference is up September 12th on a Saturday. And we are capping it for uh, obvious restrictions due to COVID. But we are doing a live conference. First 50 ladies get to go. And I will throw this out there. I'm already halfway there. So, and the people that said they were going to go haven't even signed up yet. So, but I'll take the first 50 and we'll do this thing. Very, very excited to have a time to connect and encourage and inspire women to not grieve over what has happened negative, but instead to take an attitude of gratitude and to move forward despite obstacles.
Well, that's just who you are, Justina. I have never known you to sit back and go, "Oh, woe is me." You're just on top of it. You want to stay positive. You want to do the best thing possible. You give God His due. You're just the type of person that everybody needs in their life. And if they have a chance to meet you at this conference, I think they should. You're gonna be safe, right? You're gonna have everyone wearing a mask and 6 feet apart and all that, right?
Oh, yeah, we're going to have it together.
See,
Yes.
see, and maybe by September it'll all be gone.
How about that? Wouldn't that be wonderful?
It would. A friend of mine's here. That's Beth. Say hi to Beth. Hello,
Hi,
Beth.
Beth.
Yeah. Beth has a really interesting job. That reseller rowboat is it's like a support group for people who resell things like on eBay and they have stores and
Oh,
things.
interesting.
Yeah, I've had her on the show too before, and it's just fascinating because she can help people work from home, right? You can literally
That's
ship
nice.
stuff out right from your home. And so, yeah, I have a show on Mondays called Work from Home. So many people have been laid off. So many people are getting ready to get laid off, and they don't know what to do. So this is a great opportunity for people to see the opportunities out there, which there are some.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
Yes.
Justina, what kind of issues have you overcome because of COVID?
Well, the obvious one is I am a speaker and I'm also an actress now and I'm also an author. All those things involve crowds, right? you know, engaging people. Even our premieres have been canceled due to COVID. No signings can happen due to COVID. There's no flying overseas or within the states to meet with a group of people to speak due to COVID. So that has altered everything this year. All my nonprofit, I have not had one fundraiser this year. So it's kind of suffering. The nonprofit is, because when things aren't going on, people aren't as likely to give. And I guess they don't understand. You still have to do websites. You still have to have a phone. And a lot of my load now is personal, because whereas I could visit and spread out and send people, people are just calling me. So I'm managing a lot of cases personally, which is requiring a bit of my time. So those are some of the things that are affecting how COVID has affected me personally.
Before we get into girl time, can you let people know who have never met you before, that are listening on the podcast or they're watching you on YouTube or Facebook? Can you give them an idea of what your charity is about and how it came about?
Sure, I could. I'll do the what I call the quick version. In 1999, myself, my husband, six sons, hence girl time. Whoop whoop.
6 boys in the family.
Anyway, yes, that's why I'm excited about girl time. Anyway, we're in a very tragic house fire where we lost our 22-month twin son, and this twin and myself were severely injured. Um, all the boys and my husband were burned to varying degrees, and we lost everything we had. Fast paced that, it threw me into a world that I didn't know anything about, as far as being a burned survivor. And I began to see so many needs in that community. And I eventually heeded the call to help out. So I started a nonprofit in memory of my son Amos, called the Amos House of Faith, to support children and families affected by burn trauma.
God bless you, Justina. I know how many families and people that you have helped throughout the years. This isn't something new. You've been doing this a while. And the support that you give is amazing to those people affected and those people like me who see what you've done. It's totally just a God-given gift that you have taken and utilized to the best of its ability. Your gifts are being used to serve the world, and that must feel good.
It really, really does, Marian. I feel like, kind of like my last book that I wrote, the Call of Destiny. I feel like I'm walking in it, and how different events in my life have led to the destiny I'm presently walking in.
Yes, yes, yes. So between a house full of boys and men, you know, and all your work that you're having to do with your charity, you were looking for some girl time. And so your brain went to work and said, how am I going to make this happen? So tell us all about that.
Okay, well, it started from what I did a long time ago. So I had 6 young men in my home and a husband, and they were boys. They were so funny. I would have a friend come over with her daughters, and they would go to, I always had this playroom. That's how I kept order in my home. You could do whatever you wanted in the playroom. Well, one of the girls would make a mistake and leave a doll. And the boys thought that was just, oh my God, it's over. And they'll come screaming, holding the doll by her hair. Mom, it's a doll in the playroom. And I'm like, oh God, it's a capital offense. But anyway, it was hilarious. So what I began to do is, I had a lot of friends who had daughters, and I would invite them over, and I would have tea with them. I would actually take 10, 15 of them out in a couple of cars, so my husband and I, and we would go shopping together. I went to all their events, and I got really close to these girls. And this was over 20 years ago. Actually, one of those girls came to see me just yesterday. I'm still very close to them. So the first thing I did was I made me some daughters to create me some girl times. in my present situation when they were younger. Well, that bled into so many other things. A lot of people don't know some of the other things that I do. I have a group called the Makai Society, and it's by word of mouth only, where I work with young adult women. I've always kept women around me, in other words. I've always maximized. My husband is really, really good. I love my brown sugar about letting me have me time, letting me go out to spas, let me go out over the weekend with my friends, letting me just get away. And he has no problem with it. He actually has no problem with me throwing everybody out the house and me having a group of women over. Yeah. So it's really something.
We have somebody in the audience. This is Leela, and she says, "Oh, wonderful. Justina is wonderful. I bought her book, and it's so inspirational to me, being so far from my friends." So if you knew Leela,
Love you,
she
Leela.
lived here.
I know Leela. Good friend.
She lived here in Houston and recently moved. And I know she's happy she moved, but I know she's missing us because we're missing you, Leela. Yes, we are.
We are. Leela was on my bowling team, my nonprofit bowling team. Yeah.
That sounds like
so
fun.
Things like that was girl time. Yeah, I worked with the Secret Place Book Club. They would have a fundraiser every year where you can get a bowling team. And Leela was one of the ones on the bowling team, and we represented the Amos house. So that was real good fun. We couldn't bowl at all. We had loads of fun, but we won every best dress competition every year.
That's great. All purple, I bet.
You better know it.
No, of course, of course. Do you have any of your books handy that we can show up on screen?
You know what? I wish I did. I have them a little bit over, but I don't have them right here in front of me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, where can they find your books, Justina?
My website, JustinaPage.com.
Okay.
Some of them. Let's see. I have 3 new ones that are not up on the site because my site is getting a reboot now. Yeah, I'm really excited about that. So they'll all be up. The others you can find on Amazon. You can find a couple of them on Amazon. Yeah. But if anyone's interested in any of my books, if they email me, I can send out signed books from home.
Oh, see, and that's the best thing.
Yeah.
And and I have your email address up on the screen. But for those of you who are listening to our podcast, let me just tell you what it is. It's Justina, JUSTINA at JustinaPage.com. And that's Page, PAGE, JustinaPage.com. Page like a book. That's why you felt so comfortable writing all those books, right?
I guess so.
Justina, you and I met when we were speaking. We were speaking for the Public Speakers Association. Isn't that the truth?
That's correct. That's correct. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, I don't know that they're still going, especially now with COVID, but I sure miss it. I miss the camaraderie. I miss getting together with the other speakers. And for some reason,
it was really nice.
There were mostly women. I don't know if it's because the owner was a woman or not, but it seemed like that was my girl time, and I do miss that.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. That was really, really nice. And Tanya is just a fabulous lady anyway. So
yes, she is. She's fabulous.
So, yes.
Do you know if that organization is still going?
I don't. I had to pull out because of my load and the different turns my life took. I mean, I continue with speaking, obviously. But I started my acting. It is becoming a career.
Tell me more about their acting. What are you doing? Tell us all about it.
Okay, so right now, well, the first movie that I was in it was called We Are Stronger. It's a faith-based movie that deals with the issue of PTSD and the hope and healing that's in Christ, and more practical things that can be done to spot it, to help people with it, and to get resources to get help. You're dealing with it. It's a wonderful movie. If you have Amazon Prime, you can see it for free. And it's just simply called We Are Stronger. So that was the first movie. And then the director, or producer, I should say, decided to write a TV series called Breaking Strongholds. And three of us crossed over in character for this series. Whole different line, whole different thing. This one is dealing with um, suicide and teenage suicide and issues surrounding that. And it's dealing with spiritual warfare. It is so exciting. So the premiere, the red carpet premiere for that is scheduled for June 1st. However, COVID kind of messed that up. But we got a chance, the actors and actresses got a chance, the cast and crew, I guess I could say, got a chance to see it at a private event. It is nice. The only thing that will make you mad is the cliffhanger. The cliffhanger is like, no, what's going to happen? Of course, I know what's going to happen because I have the script as one of the actresses. But even though I know, I'm like, no, it's really, really good. So
When do we get to see it? Do you know?
we don't know when it's going to release to the general public. Well, you know what? Correction. They may have a red carpet event in September, but I'm not sure about the details of that. As far as I know, this is for the people who pre-bought. They have this space where it's I call it fit safe, and it's a big screen outside, and you could drive in and watch it in the confines of your car or whatever. So I'm not sure when it's going to open to the general public, but as soon as it does, I will make sure that you know.
Oh,
You're
good. You
going to
can
love
come
it.
back. Yeah, you'll come back and tell us all about it and where we can see it. Oh, we've got some
I
more
will.
audience participation here. Karen says, Girl time for Zoomers. What a community of women out there that need this in these times. Amen.
Yes, ma'am. You know, Karen, as I said earlier before, I am a speaker, and I've done some Zoom speaking engagements, and it's been awesome. And one of my first one thing, Marian, that you might not know about me, I love Victorian style. I love Victorian furniture. I love tea parties. And I know I don't look like that type of girl, but I am. I'm a Downton Abbey fanatic. I am all that kind of stuff. I love it. So this particular, I got referred, which is the best way to get speaking gigs, right? Someone, when I got that referral, it was for um, to to speak at a tea party for this community of women, and there was like probably about 40 women on the on Zoom, and I got a chance to interact with them, speak with them. It was wonderful. So that was one of my favorite speakers. I had a couple of others, but that one by far was my favorite because I got to wear my what do they call it in London? Not the hat, but the
Oh, I don't know.
I
I
can't
don't
think of
know.
what the name of that hat is called.
I don't know. And I've never
But I got
seen
to wear
Downton
my
Abbey. Can you believe it?
glove.
I'm one of the weirdos who's never seen it.
Oh my God. So if you're ever looking for something to do, just get started.
Okay. All right.
It's phenomenal.
All right. Good.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like fun. And I'm looking forward to COVID being over because um, we're cooped up and we're secluded. And the only thing we have is Zoom. So when it's over, I imagine there's going to be parties I mean, we're going to
You better know it. You better know it.
I know. I'm really looking forward to
And
it.
actually, honestly, why I'm so looking forward to this particular conference, the way we're doing it, and while I'm even moving forward on it, because I know the need is great for the women out there. It's just great. So anyway,
So,
I agree with
Justina,
you.
the way I look at you, of course, with admiring eyes, I think that a lot of people, especially women, I shouldn't say especially women, just people in general, really need the kind of nurturing that you give. Now, I know that your charity is all about fire and people who've been burned and their house burned down and all the things that come along with that. But I think any conference that you would have that healthy wellness, mental health kind of vibe to it, like, supportive.
Absolutely, Marian. The feedback I got for my first conference was phenomenal. And they basically put me in a corner and said, look, it is no way you're stopping this. Just when is the next one? I'm like, whoa, but it's so true. But you're really walking into some things that I'm working on. I have some more projects I'm working on.
I
So
knew
I'm
it.
putting it together.
I
Yeah, I
knew
am.
it.
So it won't be long before I start a mastermind that I'm working on, um, called a change of plans. And
Oh, nice.
yes, yeah, because everyone has had to change their plans, right? 2020 is the year. That's one of my keynote. It's a borrow from one of my keynotes that I do. But it has not been more relevant ever, I don't think, as it is for 2020. A change of plans is just relevant for all of us. So what do we do with that? How do we stay successful? How do we stay sane first? How do we stay happy? So I'm going to be doing a mastermind. I'm putting all that together. So when I roll it out, it'll be seamless. Very, very excited about that. I'm also working on a podcast that's going to be very, very specific. It's a specific target audience that's been laid on my heart. So I'm getting all that together and getting my equipment together for that. And then the other thing that I'm doing is just for me. It's a thing just for me. I'm a songwriter, so I'm doing a song chaser um, group right now, which is so much fun. So I'm gonna go ahead, and I've been writing for my husband, and I've written for other Christian artists, but now I'm gonna go on a bigger stage with that. I'm determined, Marian, to leave this earth with not one drop of my talent wasted. So to whom much is given, much is required, and
You
I'm
see?
planning on putting it all out
Hmm.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You all see now why I love Justina so much. She just got She's got it going on. First of all, she loves purple. Can't go wrong with that. Second of
There
all,
we go.
she admits, and she is proud that she's using all her God-given talents. She's not sitting at home going, "Oh, woe is me." My just going out there and making it happen, gathering the people that can help her, asking for donations, asking for support, and really
Yes.
making things happen. So I think that happens to a lot of us, Justina, is that we tend to get smaller when we need something. We tend to kind of, bring it in, and we don't ask for help. So for me, I think that we should have some kind of a program, which there probably is, I just don't know about it, that helps women receive, because a lot of, oh no, I don't, oh, that's okay, not for me. Yeah. You know, come on. That's part of
I call it
God's
the
gift.
superwoman effect.
Okay.
Yeah,
Tell us
go ahead.
about
I
the
didn't mean to cut you off.
superwoman. No, I want to hear about the
I call it
superwoman
the super.
effect.
I call it the superwoman effect. A lot of women, a lot of she's a lot of S's, big cape on our chest. We do this, we do that. We care, give, do. And then at the end of the day, we're fainting. We lack strength. And it builds a hidden resentment, actually, is what that does.
Yeah.
Because you want people to recognize all that you're doing, appreciate everything that you're giving, and it's not always reciprocated, right?
Right.
But the catch to me is finding that balance. I do a lot of things, but I'm a lot of energy too. I don't, and one thing I don't do, I don't compare myself to anyone. I'm not trying to do what I see other people do, and I'm not trying to lower myself because I feel, now that was one of my problems. I'm like, people are not going to understand me, because I would get it all the time. How are you doing all of that? And I didn't know how to answer that question because what I do feels normal to me. But my point is, it doesn't matter what your neighbor's doing. You're not the super woman effect. I call it trying to do everything for the wrong reasons because you're expected to, because nobody else would, because I feel obligated to. That's the wrong reason. You do what you do because, one, you want to please God. Two, it's because this is what you love to do. And this is where you feel called to do it. And you limit it to that. Because a lot of times you have the big S on the front and you're just plumb naked in the back. It's just the apron that you need to take off. I did a teaching. I did a teaching in, I think it was in Nevada. I taught a class. And I said, you know, first thing we're going to do, we're going to take this apron, this superwoman apron off because our behind is showing. Let's cover ourselves up with dignity, with the right kind of pride, and let's walk in the individuality of who we are.
You know, Justina, I feel the same way. I get that at least twice, sometimes 3 and 4 times a week. Marian, how do you get all that done? How in the world did you do all that? And it's true. I don't know how to answer that. I'm like, well, I don't know. Why aren't you doing more? And I used to think, well, you just ain't got no game. But that's not it at all. They don't understand. They don't know how.
No,
They
it's
don't
not.
know. They don't know the technology. They don't know how to ask for help. I'm not afraid to ask for help, and that's one of the things I love about you is that you are not afraid of asking for the help that you need, and I love that about you.
But
So
I had to learn that.
yes, you
I
do have
wasn't
to learn
always
it.
that way.
I agree.
I had to learn that.
I
Yeah.
agree.
I did
I
a
agree.
big, back when I was doing periscopes, I did one called The Ask because there was this epiphany moment for me. I
Yeah.
was sitting
Yeah.
around trying to figure out, you know, I was doing obstacle courses. I was trying to figure out how to get it done. And I was like, I need a place, I need a place. And all I'm doing is saying, I need a place, I need a place. It didn't dawn on me to ask somebody. And I finally asked somebody, not that only did I get a place, I got it for free and I got the event funded. I'm like,
Right.
all I had to do was
There you go.
ask.
There you go. Now, I know we're running low on time, so I want to make sure our audience knows. You need to write this down, Justina at justinapage.com, because she's got things coming up. Things are happening. You know, you could help her with her charity. You could come to one of her conferences. You could become one of her mastermind members. You can talk to her. You know, you can see she's very friendly, she's very kind, and she's very loving. So don't be afraid to ask
And I
Justina
like
a question.
ladies.
And she loves her ladies. So this is a girl
Yes, ma'am.
time. This is time for us, we girls, we ladies, and I know that you're not going to stop here. You got all kinds of things going on. You got movies, and you're writing songs. You're just the type of person that everyone wants or should want to be around. That's for sure. And I just adore you. Thank you for coming on the show today. You're welcome anytime. So if you have something new you want to talk about, you just let us know, and we're going to get you right on. Justina, do you
Marian,
work
thank
from
you.
home?
Well, my activities are my work. Yes, I
Mhm.
do.
Okay. I have a show every Monday called Work from Home. If you ever want to come on to help encourage people to find work from their computer, from their home, from their phone, please let us know because I love to have guests on that show.
Awesome.
All
All
right.
right. Well, we'll work that right in the schedule.
Okay, good. All right. Well, thank you for joining us today. Remember, we're live every time we want to go live. We are live. This is the
That's
Daily
awesome.
Reset for Success. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're on all the podcast apps that are important, like iTunes and all that. And so you can find us under Natural Curiosity. We have a Facebook group that's wonderful, lots of sharing, lots of interesting things going on there, and we encourage you. So, Justina, do you have any last words for our audience?
I want to tell everyone keep hope alive, keep your head up. The way to overcome and be an overcomer is to stand on top of what you're dealing with and keep moving forward.
Bye for now.
See you